Imagine this, a dark, stormy night and an unexpected knock at your door. The thunder rumbles ominously in the distance, like an angry beast waking from its slumber. It's a night when even the bravest souls would rather stay tucked away in their cozy homes, safe from the howling wind and the relentless barrage of rain hammering against the windows. Now, picture yourself alone, in a house miles away from the nearest neighbor. The only light is the occasional flash of lightning, painting eerie shadows on your walls. The solitude is almost peaceful, until the tranquility is shattered by a knock. Not a timid tap, but a series of urgent, insistent knocks. You weren't expecting anyone. You didn't order any food, yet there he stands. A delivery person, soaked from head to toe, holding a box of what seems to be a pizza, his breath misting in the cold air. His eyes, a piercing stare that sends a shiver down your spine, seem oddly insistent that the order is correct. "But I didn't order anything," you protest. His response is a gruff, "Well, someone did." He thrusts the box into your hands, his gaze never leaving yours. The box is oddly warm, a stark contrast to the chill seeping through your front door. It's almost comforting, if not for the strange circumstances. Your mind races with questions. Who could have ordered this? Is this some kind of mistake? But the delivery person is already back in his vehicle, the red tail lights disappearing into the inky darkness. You're left standing in the doorway, the scent of the pizza wafting up from the box, mingling with the damp, earthy smell of rain. A feeling of unease washes over you, but hunger has a way of quieting the mind, and you decide to eat the unexpected meal. Reluctantly accepting the delivery, the protagonist couldn't have guessed the horrifying events that were about to unfold. Curiosity piqued, our protagonist opens the mysterious package. The aroma that wafts out is not the familiar scent of a hot pizza or the tangy smell of Chinese takeout. It's something different. Something that sends a shiver down the spine and makes the hairs on the back of the neck stand up. It's an odor that seems to have crawled out from the deepest, darkest corners of the unknown. As the protagonist peels back the layers of the package, a sense of unease fills the air. The food order isn't just wrong, it's grotesquely abnormal. Instead of the usual pizza toppings, there are bizarre shapes that seem to squirm and writhe, as if they possess a life of their own. The cheese isn't the usual creamy yellow, but a sickly iridescent hue that radiates an eerie glow. The protagonist recoils in horror but cannot tear their eyes away. The pizza, if it can still be called that, seems to pulsate and throb. It's as if it's not just food but a living, breathing entity from an otherworldly realm. Next, they turn their attention to the Chinese takeout. The noodles are not the usual golden strands but a tangle of slithering, silvery threads that seem to shimmer with a light of their own. The dumplings, instead of being plump and juicy, are shriveled and hard, resembling ancient fossils more than food. The protagonist is gripped by a sense of disbelief, their mind reeling to comprehend the sight before them. It's as if the very laws of nature have been twisted and distorted, turning the familiar into the grotesque, the ordinary into the extraordinary. But it's not just the sight that's horrifying. It's the sense of malevolence that seems to emanate from the food. It's as if the food is not just a meal but a harbinger of something dark and sinister. A sense of dread floods the room as they realize something is terribly wrong. Desperate for answers, our protagonist decides to investigate. With a growing sense of unease, he dials the number for the food delivery service. But as the dial tone rings out, it's met with a chilling silence. The number is out of service. A shiver runs down his spine as the realization hits him like a cold gust of wind. He's alone in this. Turning his attention back to the mysterious package, he starts to examine it more closely. The food, once an inviting comfort, now seems sinister and foreboding, but it's not the food that's unsettling, it's what's hidden within the packaging. As he unravels the layers of plastic and paper, a message comes into view. Scrawled in a hurried, shaky handwriting are the words, "You're next." His mind reels from the implications of this cryptic message. The room spins around him, and the walls seem to close in. He can't help but imagine a shadowy figure lurking in the corners of his home, watching, waiting. The ominous words echo in his mind, amplifying the pounding of his heart. "You're next." Suddenly, every creak of the house, every rustle of the trees outside his window, every flash of lightning from the storm, fills him with dread. He's caught in a sinister plot, the nature of which he can only guess at. Who sent the package? Why him? And most importantly, what does "you're next" mean? The questions swirl in his mind, creating a vortex of fear and confusion. He can't shake off the feeling that he's being watched, that every move he makes is being noted, catalogued. The sense of being a pawn in a sick game makes his stomach churn, the taste of fear sour in his mouth. As the storm outside intensifies, so does the fear gripping our protagonist's heart. The once comforting patter of rain on the window now sounds like a relentless drumbeat, a haunting soundtrack to his own horror story. Every roll of thunder sends a fresh wave of terror coursing through him, echoing the ominous promise of the message, "You're next." Determined to uncover the truth, our protagonist makes a chilling discovery. Their fingers fly across the keyboard, delving deep into the underbelly of the internet. There, lurking in the shadows of obscure forums and hidden message boards, horrifying tales begin to emerge. Stories of other unsuspecting souls who ordered from the same food delivery service, only to be met with a similar fate. One account speaks of a delivery that arrived late at night, just like our protagonist's. The food was cold and unappetizing, concealed within a box that reeked of something far more sinister than stale fries. Another tells of a family dinner that turned into a night of horrors, as every member fell ill after consuming the delivered food. The stories are eerily similar, each one echoing the same chilling details. Strange deliveries, unappetizing meals, and a sense of fear that lingers long after the food is thrown away. But the most terrifying part, each account ends with the same cryptic warning. Beware the delivery service, beware the midnight feast. As our protagonist delves deeper, they uncover police reports and news articles that add a layer of bone-chilling reality to the online tales. Reports of mysterious disappearances, all linked to the same delivery service. The chilling truth begins to dawn. The food delivery service is not what it seems. It's a front, a chilling facade for something far more sinister. The realization is a cold slap, a shiver down the spine. The protagonist isn't just dealing with a one-off strange delivery. They're caught in a web of horror that stretches far beyond their own experiences. Each delivery, each midnight feast, is part of a larger, more terrifying scheme. The protagonist sits back, their heart pounding in their chest. The screen's blue light casts long, monstrous shadows around the room. The room is quiet, save for the distant hum of the refrigerator. But in their mind, the echo of the online warnings rings loud and clear. Realization hits like a thunderbolt. Our protagonist is not alone in this nightmare. As the storm reaches its peak, so does our protagonist's fear. The thunderous roar of the tempest outside mirrors the turmoil within. The ordinary world of ordering dinner online has spiraled into a nightmarish realm of dread and uncertainty. The once comforting drone of rain against the window now sounds like skeletal fingers tapping an ominous tune. Suddenly, there's another sound, a knock at the door. It's not the usual friendly rap of the delivery driver, but a hollow thud that echoes through the silent house. It's a second delivery, an encore to the horror that has already unfolded. The protagonist freezes, caught in the icy grip of fear. The knock comes again, insistent, demanding attention. The protagonist's mind races. The desire to stay safe wars with the need to know more. Each knock is a haunting reminder of the mysterious package, of the unsettling discovery. The chilling truth still lingers in the air, a ghost that refuses to be ignored. Slowly, our protagonist moves towards the door. Each step feels like wading through a swamp of dread. The floorboards creak underfoot, a cruel symphony to accompany their journey. The knocks continue, growing louder and more urgent. The storm outside rages on, oblivious to the terror unfolding within the four walls of the house. The protagonist reaches the door. Their hand hovers over the handle, trembling. The cold metal seems to pulse beneath their fingertips, like the beating heart of some monstrous creature. The knocks cease, replaced by an eerie silence that is somehow more terrifying. Outside, the storm continues its relentless assault. Inside, the protagonist stands frozen, the door handle still in their grasp. Fear, curiosity, and the grim reality of their situation hangs heavy in the air. The house waits, holding its breath for what comes next. With panic in their heart and the door handle in their hand, the screen goes black, leaving us all wondering, who's at the door? The thunderous finale of the storm outside provides the only answer, echoing our protagonist's fear and our own unspoken dread.